Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingils.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingils here. You're listening to us live on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com for all those people that might be first-time listeners. And if you're unfamiliar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingils, and we host this radio station on the Internet. You'll be able to go to buildingfortunesradio.com, and on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we do a special radio show with a great friend of ours. His name is George Madiou. Madiou is spelled M-A-D-I-O-U, and a lot of people might be familiar with George because you read the networkmarketingmagazine.com. He's got the only real digital network marketing magazine that's out there. It's been out there, I think, the longest online publication period. I think he holds the record, and he made it real easy. If you go to the networkmarketingmagazine.com, you'll be able to hear some of these radio shows as well. And we even gave him his own radio show spot over here on Building Fortunes Radio. If you go to buildingfortunesradio.com/TNMM, standing, of course, for the Network Marketing Magazine, that's TNMM, you'll be able to hear this as well as the previous radio shows that we've done. I met George as a result of a good friend of ours. Her name is Doris Wood, who is the original founder of the MLMIA, which is now called something else. It's now called the SNA, the Social Networking Association. And Doris one time recently said to me at the tail end of 2018, "Are you doing any radio shows with George Madiou?" And I said, "No." And she said, "You should." So I said, "Okay, Doris, I will." So I knew George. He's a great guy, but, it's kind of like, you know a lot of great people, but sometimes you don't connect with them the same way. And I'm so glad that we did, because George brings a lot of really wonderful talent and knowledge that can help a lot of people in the home-based business arena. We built Building Fortunes Radio to be able to have a platform and give microphones to people doing the right things in home-based businesses, as entrepreneurs, good people in general, and George always brings the best guests, and today is going to be another great example. So I'm going to get out of the way and say thanks, George Madiou, for everything you do, and thanks for being here on Building Fortunes Radio. Over to you.
I appreciate you, Peter. As a matter of fact, October started our 15th year on the Network Marketing Magazine, and when we talked about starting this radio show, I didn't know how long it was going to go, but we started in January, and now it's October, so I think we've passed the audition, and it's a lot of fun for me, and it gives me an opportunity to shine a light on some great people that I know in the industry, and people that have really, really made a difference to the people in our industry, and today is no exception. A longtime friend of mine and author of articles in the Network Marketing Magazine we have today, and his name is Brian Biro. Are you there, Brian?
I sure am, George. It's great to be with you tonight.
Well, I'm really excited. First of all, Brian, and I love this about him, he is a husband, a father, and I really like the fact, because we share this, he's a grandfather. And then he's a bunch of other things. He's America's breakthrough coach. He's a professional speaker and best-selling author. So, again, welcome, Brian. I'm so glad you're here with us.
Well, it's my joy, and I'm glad that you picked that up, because I always sign everything, husband, father, grandfather at first, because that's my priorities first. That's the center of what it's all about for me, and so I'm so glad that you picked up that little special focus.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. So let me get right into it. Tell me a little bit about the fact that you are just an absolutely incredible breakthrough coach. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, thank you, George. I love people, and when you think about network marketing, it's really the people business. Not the marketing business, it's the people business. And I've had three really rocking careers. First, I was a United States swimming coach. I went to Stanford University, became a coach, and many of the things that I've taught and I have passion about helping people in network marketing started to be formed in those years as a coach, because you're really not coaching swimming, you're coaching people. You're really not coaching network marketing, you're coaching people. And I had a great run there. My team became very successful. The next step was to get a life, because all I had was my work and I wanted more balance. And I'm probably the only guy who went into graduate school to get a life and not a job. And I did. My second career was in the corporate world. I ended up becoming a vice president of first a large transportation company and then an international training company. And that's when I really found my life's professional passion, which was doing team building and leadership, personal development work. I started in my own company. I saw the incredible transformation that happened, not just in terms of the bottom line results, which were phenomenal, but in the spirit, the attitude, the focus, the teamwork, the connection, the synergy in our company. So for the last 29 years, I've been a professional speaker and author. I've written now 14 books. I got to say, though, my favorite audiences are network marketers, because they have, you and I talked about this, they have front of the room energy. They want to learn. They understand that breaking through fears, obstacles, habits, or doubts, breaking through those past feelings of inadequacy is absolutely essential to really excelling in this incredible field where you get to be the CEO of your own business, knowing that you're already the CEO of your own life.
Well, I mean, you've said a mouthful there, and that's one of the reasons why it's just so important for people to get to know you, because you make a difference. You make a difference in people's lives, in people's company. So one of the things that you're also known for, and I want you to describe why you're absolutely in love with woo.
All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, it's really fun to say. So everybody out there listening to the show, say woo, W-O-O. The woo is something that I talk about in my seminars and my keynotes. The woo stands for the window of opportunity. And really life is about seizing the woo. The window of opportunity, I want to suggest that everyone at this moment is sharing the most important, vital, and magnificent of all woos right now. And what it is every precious moment. The woo is every precious moment. What do I mean? Well, you never know if the next person you'll meet today may become a lifelong friend, as you didn't know when you met your lifelong friend. You never know if the next time you talk to your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your spouse, your partner, a member of your team in your network marketing business, you never know if the next thing you say in the next conversation may be so on target for what they didn't see with their own eyes, but you saw it, and then when you seized the woo, because you didn't just see it, you said it. And because of something you said to another human being, somebody's life got on a better trajectory. See, the question to every single one of you on this call, because every one of you is a leader, and that's one of my foundations. We've all been taught there's leaders and followers. Every one of us is a self-leader. The question is not, is there a woo? There is. The question is, how many of those puppies have we missed, and why do we miss them? And part of my work is to help people seize more of those precious windows of opportunity, because they're all around us. And every time we do, we have a breakthrough.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely incredible. You know, I know that when you do your talks and your trainings and everything else, you talk about that most of all, to model personal excellence, integrity, accountability, and humility. And those are 4 items that you personally model. So this isn't something that you just read about and you thought it would be cool to pass on. You've lived that. So why don't you take that down? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, George. That's what you outlined there is what my life's work is about. I call it breakthrough leadership. Now, everyone is a leader. I said that a minute ago, but I want to refine that and really make it clear. What do I mean? Because what is leadership? We use that word a lot. In network marketing, you are a leader. But leadership is nothing more than making decisions and acting upon them. That's at its core. So we're all leaders. But my life has been about focusing on developing this model that you just outlined that I call breakthrough leadership, because that's where we really have the chance to make a difference in this life every time we break through. So there are 3 active ingredients in that business. The first is to shape the future, right? And shaping the future is about vision and understanding that the real key component of vision that we must learn to be a breakthrough leader is what we focus on is what we create. It's not what we get, it's what we create. All right? And so I love to talk about how we develop that ability. I'll ask everyone on this call a question, and I want you to answer in your own mind. I do it in all my events. It's a silly question, but what color is a yield sign? And I've done that at over 1,000 events, and every audience overwhelmingly says yellow. Well, every yield sign you've seen is red and white. All right? Why is that? It's an upside-down triangle, red and white. And why do we miss it? It's because we don't use our vision to see. We use our memory to see. So part 1 in breakthrough leadership is to shape that future and understand when you use your memory to see, you do not see what is, you see what was. Step 2 is to energize and engage your team. Everything, and when it comes to human performance, building your network marketing business, being an example, starts with energy. But we've never learned about energy, and so I focus a lot on that. And finally, the third ingredient and the active ingredient, you got to take these to the gym every day. These 3 ingredients is to build people, build teams, and build relationships. All right? How do you build trust in the first 30 seconds with someone? How do you help people? How do you help other people begin to know that they're important, they're significant, that they can excel? And that really comes down to some foundational principles of real communication. So when you do those 3 things, shape the future, energize and engage your team, build people, teams, and relationships, then you do what you just talked about. What happens is you start to generate breakthrough results. And breakthrough results is what everyone who gets into network marketing wants to create, going beyond things you thought you could do. But the best part of breakthrough leadership, George, is that when you consistently work that model, you shape the future, energize, engage the team, build people, teams, and relationships, you begin to generate more of these breakthrough results. Then breakthrough leadership moves to who you become, which is a model of personal excellence, integrity, accountability, and humility. And in my mind, George, the greatest of all of these is humility. Now, being humble doesn't mean you can't have confidence. You can have great confidence. Because being humble doesn't mean you think less of yourself. It means you think of yourself less. But the reason why it's so crucial to network marketers and parents and all of us to really be humble is simply this. Only those who are humble are lifelong learners. Because only those who are humble are constantly looking every day to grow, to improve, to learn. And we always feel that we can get better. So humility is probably the most undertaught and yet vital ingredient in great leadership, because it's only those who have that humility who are lifelong learners.
That's awesome. I also know that you are a master at unstoppable gratitude. Talk to me about that.
I love that you bring that up, George. Thank you for that. I'm very grateful. Well, if you understand emotion, there was a book that was written called Power versus Force, and it was a result of like 30 years of research by someone who used muscle testing to understand the vibration, the frequency of emotions. And the highest vibrating emotion is gratitude. In other words, we've all heard the statement, live with an attitude of gratitude, but there's more power to that, because when you're in a state of gratitude, you are at your highest level of vibration, of frequency. In other words, you can't be negative when you're grateful. And I love to give people fun, simple ways to develop their ability to be what I call world-class buddy thinkers. That's my fun way of talking about gratitude. And when you're building people in your network marketing business, you're raising your children, you're trying to get them to really grow and understand their potential. And so here's a fun way to remember the power and how to be a true example of world-class gratitude, being a world-class buddy thinker. All you got to do is remember the television network ESPN. So whether you love sports, you don't care about sports, you're going to love ESPN. The E says, thank people with effort and energy. So often we become kind of by rote in the way we recognize and appreciate people. We kind of say, hey, thanks a lot, appreciate it. It doesn't mean anything. But when you raise your energy in that moment, you grab someone's hand and you really let them know how much you appreciate them. You put some passion into your thanks. It means more. But the E in ESPN also has another secret, and that is thank people for their effort and energy and not just the results. That is huge because that gets people focusing on controlling their controllables, their effort, their energy, their attitude. So the E is thank people with and for effort and energy. Great way to be a master of gratitude. The S is use the power of surprise. I call surprise the super glue of human impact. When you have a positive surprise, you're having a meeting, you stop and you acknowledge someone who didn't know they were going to get acknowledged. They never forget it. And then what you focus on is what you create. They become more of it. So write those unexpected thank you cards. Make those unexpected phone calls. Open your eyes, because whenever you seek to enrich another person's experience, you can't help but enrich your own. So E, thank people with and for effort and energy. S, all right, to use the power of surprise. P, the most important one of all. This is the foundation of building people. Be fully present. And what that means is when you're fully present, 100% of your mind, body, and spirit is with the very person you're with where they are now. I'll say it again. When you're fully present, 100% of your mind, body, and spirit's with the person you're with where they are now. And that's the only way we communicate to people unshakably, unfakeably that they're important. And lastly, the N is do it now. The problem with gratitude is if you live in the land of as soon as, it's a direct road to never. So when you see something you want to express appreciation for, a person you want to really let them know how much you thank them and appreciate and acknowledge them, do it now, because you may never pass that road again. The love we fail to share is the only pain we live with. So live pain-free and be a master of gratitude. Build people. See, credit is something you give, responsibility is something you take, and we're responsible for really developing our ability to give that gratitude.
That's great. That's great. I've got a couple more questions. I'm going to pass this back to Peter and take a real short break, and when we come back, I got two more questions for you. So
great stuff.
Thanks for who you are, Brian.
We're listening to George Madiou and Brian Biro on Building Fortunes Radio. Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PM Marketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized website, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. NetworkLeads.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
We are back, and George Madiou is here with Brian Biro. And Brian, I love the idea that you bring acronyms to the training, because I will always remember, woo! I love that. I love that. That is so cool. So thanks for being here.
Thanks, Peter.
And George, over back to you.
Thanks, Peter. So you mentioned something before the break, and I want you just to expand upon it just for a minute or two, and that was controlling the controllables. Say more about that.
George, that is really the essence of what it takes to have a great life, a great business, and a great family. We waste so much of our potential trying to control the uncontrollables, trying to control other people, trying to control that which is outside of where our focus should be. And so that's really about understanding where we do have choice. And that's really what I focus on in all of my speaking. First, that we have control of our own energy. Most people think of their energy in the same way they think about the weather. It's like, gee, I hope the weather's good next week. I hope the weather's good for the family picnic. But really, energy is nothing like the weather. Energy is a matter of choice. That if we look at energy on a 10-point scale, with 1 being comatose and 10 being a child on Christmas morning, 10 a network marketer when they just reached the highest level in their organization, a great question to ask yourself that can change your life is, on that 10-point scale, where have you been living your life? Whoa, that's a great question. And unless you've been living at level 10, then the next question is, how can I develop that? How can I move that? How can I move my consistent energy higher? And it's really a matter of choice. It's through the way that you move and focus on purpose. We can spend more time on it, but I want to give you that basic. Change the way you move, change the way you think, change the way you live immediately. And whenever you're focused on purpose, you're absolutely elevating your energy. Presence that we just talked about, being fully present, is also controlling your controllables. And it's tougher than it's ever been because of technology, and we're so connected to our cell phones, we're so connected to our technology, which in some ways brings us a lot of great information. But when we're with people, we have to control the controllable called being fully present, because that's the only way we really express to people that they're important at a foundational, unshakable level. The other is one that you brought to attention a minute ago, is we control the controllable of expressing gratitude, appreciation, recognition. We can't control what comes back to us, but that's not where the focus should be. Appreciation is something you give, responsibility is something you take. All right. And lastly is one of the great things we can focus on controlling our controllables is being master askers. So many of us in network marketing can get too focused on doing all the talking and wanting to tell people about our great business, our great opportunity. What happens, though, is you're doing it from your place and not from the people you're talking to. The best way to connect with people is to ask great questions. The quality of the questions you ask your team will determine the quality of your team. And being a master asker is, again, a controllable, a matter of choice, developing that skill, developing that passion for really learning about other people. That helps people understand that they're important. And whenever we are, this is a great way to look at what we control our controls. Be easy to impress and hard to offend. Because when you're easy to impress, that means you're interested in people. You want to learn about them. You want to learn how you can support them. You want to learn what really gets them passionate, what their purpose is. When you're hard to offend, you stop taking things personal. Because anytime you take things personal, you're worrying about something that's out of your control. Instead, being hard to offend says, I just want to make this work. I want to find a way for us to connect. And then you start to look at differences as resources rather than something negative.
So the asking questions part of it is so essential. And one of the things that you and I have in common is that in the network marketing industry, people will tell you what their needs are. And one of the problems with the lack of success in network marketing is the fact that so many network marketers don't stop talking. And all they really need to do is, like you said, in asking the right questions, when you just listen for those answers, they will tell you exactly what it is that would be, this situation that would have you team up with them. If you stop talking and just listen, they end up revealing it almost every time.
No question about it. I learned that in a fascinating way when I became a vice president general manager of that in my corporate career, a big, large international training company. My director of operations, great person, but she just didn't like me at first because I had replaced somebody she was loyal to. I tried everything I thought you were supposed to do to get us to break through because our team was floundering. Everybody could feel the tension between us. I gave her compliments. That didn't work. I gave her space. That didn't work. I gave her direct. That didn't work. Finally, what worked was I asked her in my office one day, and I said, her name was Raffaella, incredible person. I said, Raffaella, if you will allow me for 10 minutes, I will just listen to you. That's all I ask is for 10 minutes, I'll just listen to you. I will not interrupt. I will not argue. I will not ask any questions. For 10 minutes, I'll just listen to you. And you have a free pass. You can say whatever you want. I said, at the end of those 10 minutes, all I ask is you do the same for me. Would you try it? And I'll never forget Raffaella's response. She said, Brian, I don't think I could talk for 10 minutes. I said, it's so important that we get to really break through together. Would you try? And she wanted it better, too. Finally, she kind of grudgingly said, I'll try. An hour later, she stopped talking. And in that hour, she transformed not only our relationship, she realized she really hadn't given me a chance. She realized our energies could be amazing when we put them together. But she realized she totally transformed our team. In the next 6 months, we did more than we had in the previous 3 years because of that simple transformation that came from just listening. And really when we listen, we're fully present. And that's how we teach people that they matter, that they count, and that they're important. And George, the job of the leader in network marketing is to help the people that they lead and serve to know they're important.
That is awesome. Well, I just want to tell our listeners right now that the November 2019 issue has 2 great articles from my friend Brian Biro. And I really recommend that people go to the magazine, the networkmarketingmagazine.com, and just check out those 2 articles. And I really have a special bonus, and that is that many people know that the Network Marketing Magazine has really dedicated ourselves to teaching the truths, the wisdom of the ages to the network marketing industry, specifically those people that really, really, really want to learn the skill sets necessary to become extremely successful. And we are creating a new phase of that training, and I'm really, really pleased that you, Brian, is going to be an integral part of this new training. I mean, you talked about breakthrough leaders are abundance thinkers, all right? And what we're about ready to put out to the network marketing industry is a really a unique training system. Give me a little snapshot of what people should expect in short bursts.
Well, that's the key today is that concept of micro learning. Inch by inch, anything's a cinch, and so we're kind of formulating the plan to create perhaps even a year-long program, because that's the key. Getting through that beginning part of being in network marketing, you got to do 2 things. You got to learn the how-tos, the specific skills, but you also got to really develop that ability to break through fears, obstacles, habits, or doubts. So this program will use a lot of the power of a story, and a story is the greatest teaching element there is. And then a message and an action in bite-sized chunks to help people it's almost as if you had George Madiou as a personal coach there with you every day to help you grow, take a small step at a time. And in my over 45 years of being a teacher and a coach, what I've learned is the KISS principle, keep it simple, superstar. And that means a little bite-sized chunks more than ever are the pathway to success. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun developing this program that will make a massive difference for people at each of the key kind of breakthrough pivot points in building your network marketing business.
Well, I'm very excited. It's not only an exciting project that you and I are going to be working on. I've been in contact with my team today, and we're all excited about it. And what's really going to take place is it's going to change the lives and the success of so many network marketers out there that really want a path to run on. So I'm excited about that. And this half hour has gone by in lightning speed, and I thank you for being on, and I'm obviously going to have you on many, many times in the future. But this inaugural radio show with Brian Biro was just an awesome half hour. So I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, George. And just let me say how much I appreciate all you've done for hundreds of thousands of people and helping them understand that they are breakthrough leaders and helping them build their business, helping them enhance their families, their health, and their lives. So, you have that passion, and just keep it burning, brother.
Well, thanks. Back to you, Peter.
Excellent. And we are going to wrap this up with George Madiou and Brian Biro, B-I-R-O. If you go to buildingfortunesradio.com, we're going to have a guest page for Brian as well. We'll be able to list his contact information. And if you go read that November edition on the networkmarketingmagazine.com, you'll be able to listen to or read the articles he's written. I'm sure there's some contact information in there as well. And just look back. We're going to have him back on Building Fortunes Radio. So, George, thanks for being here. Brian, it was a pleasure meeting you. Look forward to reading some of your material as well. We'll catch you next time on Building Fortunes Radio. So long, everyone.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingils. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.